Market Theatre, and you will know that I'm always at the Market Theatre. I wouldn't say Tozama stalked me, but there would be conversations about radio, and I just loved your energy. And when I saw on Facebook that you had your own company as well, I was like, one day I'd like to be in conversation with this immensely talented young person. Tiamo, good to have you. You're the sound guy, so I'm a bit nervous about my levels here.
Now everything is green, so
everything's green.
We're good to go.
So we're good to go.
Yeah.
Welcome yet again to 702 Soulful Sunday.
So much for having me.
Sound proprietors.
Yes.
When did it start? Why did it start? COVID challenges, and what kept you going?
Yeah.
When the lights were off, right?
Yeah.
And you wanted the light. Everybody in the creative space was wishing that the lights should go red.
Yeah. Wow. So, thank you for having me. Started around 2015, 2016 as a company, Sound Proprietors. But as an individual, I've been freelancing for quite a number of other companies as a sound engineer and technician. So being in the industry, I kind of always felt there's things that, working for other companies, you kind of feel there's things you want to do on your own, but you look at it and you're like, you pitch the idea and it's either the idea gets done before you, and you look at your idea being done right in front of your face. Yeah,
well, people have stolen your idea.
Yeah, or it just never gets, it just gets canned. So I kind of got, kind of iffy about that, and I was like, let me start something. I listened to some business guy and it was like, start, no matter how dirty, how rough, how scruffy it looks, just start something. Because ultimately that's something you start ultimately will grow, and within that scruffiness and going through the dirt, you learn the trades of getting cleaner, as in terms of, if I would put it that way. So yeah, started around 2016, 2017, still freelancing for few companies, still am actually freelancing for a few companies, but solely dedicated and growing the company Sound Proprietors to its leaps and bounds. So COVID, when COVID hit, I think it was now like 7 years in. So properly established, a name that people can call for quite a number of things in the industry. So when that hit, I remember it was around March, and we have a festival that happens that celebrates Africa Day on the 25th of May, basically that weekend. And I remember when it hit around March, actually there was announcements and stuff around January, Feb, and I was kind of nervous. I was like, ooh, May is too far away for this. Will we be able to carry on planning even by the time it comes, or by the time this so-called lockdown comes? Where will we be standing in everything? So it was quite nerve-wracking, actually, to be honest with you.
But what kept you going? Who your support structures? Was it Mama? Was it the leading lady in your life?
Well,
the friends in the industry?
To be honest, it's a bit of all the people you just mentioned. Family, a bit of the lady in my life, but mostly I could say friends and associates within the industry. So people who knew what you could do, but just knew that you didn't have the opportunity to do it at that time. People who had restaurants, people who still have restaurants, people who had restaurants, people who had small gigs and events that they were willing to just call me up and be like, yo, I need a speaker, or I need a CJ, I need this and that for that. Those calls, even if it doesn't pull through, but it just means somebody's still thinking about you, you're still relevant within the industry. So even if you might not get the gig, but the thought that someone thought about you, it means, wow, you're not so-called locked down.
I like that. The music, Zoe Mudicha, Utando, BB Winans, the song. Why BB Winans?
So there was a lot of songs, but I had to go for those two because I like songs that are on the fringe.
Hey, there you are. You letting our 702 listeners know what is not just limited me to
No,
two
no, no,
choices.
no, no, no. Not
Trying to get
even.
into trouble.
There was a lot of
Exposed.
songs in my mind.
Oh, okay,
There was a lot
okay.
of songs in my mind. A whole lot. In fact, that's why it took so long for me to kind of think about it and just settle on a few. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of songs in my mind. I love soul and R&B. It's music we grew up with. It's music that evokes emotions and thoughts and history and a lot of things. And cleaning on a Sunday.
Cleaning on a Sunday.
Cleaning
a lot of
cleaning and
There's a lot
cooking.
of
Cleaning and cooking on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So those two songs for me are songs on the fringe, you know. It's songs that on that Zoe Modiga album, people don't really listen to that song a lot because other songs kind of blew up before that one could fight its own battle.
And you've worked with Uzoe, hey?
Sort of. I haven't really engineered her, but
Okay.
I've worked in shows where I've had to probably provide gear
Yeah.
or provide help for. So I have been in the background of working with Zoe.
She is like.
She's phenomenal.
Josam, have you seen her perform live?
I have.
She's like a god.
Yes.
She is like a god.
She's every time I see her perform, even now I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because every time she performs, she does exactly what I feel artists should be here to do, is to bring artists are basically mediums, just bringing forth that spiritual realm within, basically bringing it through them to us. And if I were to put it scientifically, I'm simply a catalyst. I am just the one who makes it audible for the people to be hearing it in a broader aspect. But she's just phenomenal.
This is 702 Soulful Sunday. Let's hear the inspiring young people in song. Okay. Yeah. So that was 30 minutes gone now.
Really?
33, yeah.
That was.
No, you stay. We are going to play the 4 songs back to back, and then we'll go back to forward, where we're going, and your Twitter handles, your email addresses, your cell phone numbers. Your cell phone numbers. They can give out their cell phone numbers.
Whether I know or not, it's his phone, so he can give out his numbers.
Just for business purposes.
Whatever works. Whatever works.
Oh God.
Me, I'm also on the market, so.
You're the WhatsApp. But like it's that thing with like the phone. Like I have this, and now with Truecaller ID, that's the number because I use this number for personal and business. Just I didn't get to have lots of. But the nice thing is when you said what kept you going even during COVID, it's just that call. So even if you know it's
You would call me.
yeah for gigs or answer
For CDJs.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's how I was laughing.
I was like, I've got a gig. Okay, guys, do you have CDJs? I'm like, okay. I might not be able to. But hey, the call to say relevance.
Absolutely.
Even this, I was like, whoa, I'm getting into it.
It's weird, man. When you're behind the scenes to be
Of course.
right,
Of course, it's like.
but you guys are doing well.
Yeah, I think so too.
The nerves are not there. Like you have no idea how people are scared of the mic.
Really?
I remember interviewing a nuclear scientist at Kaya, and I was so nervous. I was standing in for Tabisi Sikwani because she used to do the talk show, and I'd never done like strictly talk. Like I'd have an interview and then you have the music to fall back on.
Yeah.
So now they're like nuclear scientists, and the guy that wrote the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I'm like.
3 songs from prolific artists.
This is Non-Buerta's Triple Play on 702.
Okay, that was not my triple play. That was a mistake. I do have a triple play coming up in the next hour.
And that was not it yet.
I'm not it. I'm gonna have to make a link. I'm a broadcaster that wants people to know I'm human. I make mistakes.
Yeah.
After the song, I'll have to link.
But also, you're so well spoken, Siam. Very well spoken, I think. it's easier to track with you because of the way that you speak.
Do you
Your
guys like
thoughts are very
water?
much organized. I would love water.
I was actually hoping you guys will say no.
Why? Why though?
You have asked.
No, because
You shouldn't have asked.
no, you know that thing where you just, I'm just gonna be polite.
Yes, and
And
hopefully they'll say
I
no.
do to my kids all the time. Some ice cream. Yes, ma'am. I wanted to just wait for you.
Well,
Are you recording?
yeah. It's like bait.
I'll show you guys where the kitchen is.
Okay. After.
Okay.
You don't have
But
to.
do I know Tata's face?
She
Leon,
does look familiar.
we're supposed to meet Leon
Yes,
Schuster.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why what? That's
So
why
he
I
calls me Jaletta. He calls me with my stage name, yes. Hello. Finally. How are you doing, love? Yeah.
And then the one, not so long ago, he was in Newtown. I ran into him, and he said he ran into you earlier.
Yes, and he was saying he's going somewhere to meet up with someone, so I guess it was that type of day for him, you
Oh
know.
my God! I still need to get your stuff.
So you
Small world.
Yes, I think and
I've
I
been trying to make your beat for so long. Yes.
see.
Yeah.
Just
Are
I'm
you
me and you.
I'm on
I've been trying to make your beat for
Okay.
so long. I've always said.
I think finish up
Yeah,
and then we'll
yeah.
exchange.
Yeah,
man.
He would always
This is what
say
I
that.
love.
I promise you, we're seeing this.
Wow.
And this is from us, both
Yes.
Mr. Engineer.
He would
So we're
always.
seeing something.
Oh God, guys, Leon is. I've actually known Leon since. So we met at that jazz on the track thing we used to do at Kalami. I was still very, very new. I think I had been at Cairo less than a year, and I was so nervous because it was my first big crowd. And then I had flu, and then Leon had this ginger tea, those Chinese ginger
Oh,
tea,
Oh yeah.
and he had licorice and something else that he gave me, and I was just like, because he could see like I'm nervous, and I was wearing a hat like this. It's, my uncle gave it, and we became friends ever since. I remember my Kusiami, who's 16, my daughter, her first birthday, he bought her this cool T-shirt written "Enjoy Milk,"
Oh.
and she wanted to wear it until it was here now. I was like, when she was like 5, it doesn't fit in. Let's go.
I mean,
Let's go.
please.
Let's go. Stand by. Oh, and I like it. I'm going to read out just some of the tweets as well.
Alright.
How people are receiving you.
Oh, wonderful.
And your choices.
Yo, my mom went through it, y'all. Every time I listen to this song, I'm just like, "Jar."
Do it for you. No, I'll apologize after. I'm not doing the link anymore. Apologize after all the songs. I don't even understand.
Soulful Sundays.
This song, Be Wine and Zoe Mudicha, get into a conversation after ads.
I love the song. You can't.
I love him. I love him. I have to tell you guys the story. So not Joya, Cape Town Jazz. So we were staying at the Table Bay. Hey, Mark, Greg Maluka used to take us to nice places. And then, obviously the hotel, the Table Bay Hotel, you can just hit escalators, go to the V&A Waterside. Dave Cars and he were with us in the same hotel. So I meet him, only him, like I just went out, I'm like, I just want to go and get something for me. And and the business is coming. It's me!
Oh my god.
I was like, it's a good thing I left my boyfriend in the prison. I was a good thing. And then we walked, talking, and
died
I'm
for a
wearing
second.
a Kaya t-shirt. So he's like, oh, you're radio. We were supposed to come for this to Johannesburg. Yeah, Johannesburg. I'm like, yeah. Told me to be walking. Then Nandi Chifalaro saw me and him, and then she spread this rumor in the bus that I saw one sneak out. Let's just say I ran with it.
You let them think what they want to think. I mean,
We went to Woolies. I bought water and stuff. He also bought stuff. We walked back together. Yeah. So Nandi had a story, and I was just like,
You know
guys, what can I say?
Honey.
it was really. Until one time I went on
No, didn't go that far. Everybody is visiting, so it was just that
But
long.
I was like, thank you, Nandi. If you're not mad at me, I'm like, no. But I had to tell my boyfriend,
Okay,
they
you gotta
might
let
be.
them know.
They might
Romance.
be. Romance. So just, can I just have this, baby? Can I just have it?
Let this be my moment,
Yeah, it's
please.
like, that's cool.
Because you know I'll never do you like that, so please. Just...
So, no, so I should have you next time.
Okay.
Is this when you said an artist? Yes. Ooh, yeah.
Ah,
I guess that's why we know because I can show those.
that took not.
I actually wanted you all to meet outside of Prime Media before. So we can meet and have coffee.
Yeah.
There's many times me and Nons have had to meet outside of the video, but
And it just never
it
happened.
just hasn't.
So we can meet and have coffee first.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
shop. Great. This is happening as it should.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
happening and
Yeah,
it's
as you said, there are no cool.
And I like your
I love
energies
so
as well. Like you just have, like for me, it makes sense. Theater, sound, theater. It just makes
Perfect.
sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
That is
You
true.
know.
it really does.
I thought about it actually on the way. I was like, Non probably has someone. She probably has someone.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna have someone that goes that way. Because even for the listener, I think it was just gonna be okay.
You must be able
let's
to
talk.
relate.
Yeah.
It's kind of like relatable, you know. It's theater, it's sound, it's all of that.
Yeah. And you worked for the Soweto Theatre?
Well, I've
Done
done a few
work.
gigs, yeah.
Ah.
I have actually worked for them. Now that I think about it. Yeah, they didn't do a gig with me.
Yes.
Oh,
That was kind of work.
It was at Soweto Theatre.
oh lovely. Because that's why I was like, we're running the same circles. By that I meant like we work in the theaters while I.
You probably worked with Double Course.
Who's costing?
She does the children's thing.
Oh, I only knew her now that I'm with Asitesh. So I didn't know her then, but now I know her because of Asitesh South Africa, because we deal with theatre for youth and again.
Because I know she does the children's thing.
Yeah. It's a very weird niche, I don't want to lie. It's a very weird niche, particularly because you're not dealing directly with them, so you have to go through like the parent first. If the parent does not like the idea, or if the parent does not like something, then you must know that it's not even going to get to the child. So yeah, it's a bit of like murky
Have
waters.
you noticed how people just don't take up the song on this album? The song, I don't know. I mean, every time, the first time I listen, so I'm that person, I have to listen to the whole album.
Yeah.
Me too. And
yeah.
over and over, I can listen to the album the whole week.
Yeah, the whole week.
Mm.
That's me in the car. I have to
Over
listen
and
to it
over again.
so that it makes sense.
Ah,
I remember the first time I listened to all the songs and all the other ones. They were like, okay, I'm hearing them everywhere else, but this one, no one was playing this song.
I think you had it first on my show. No?
Yes, yes,
love
yes. I was
it.
like, whoa. This song. I think I even told you about
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
yo, this song,
Yeah.
this song, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. A2. Oh, flip. I can't believe the time. Because I have. So we have 2 minutes of talk time,
okay.
and then I have ads that are 2 minutes. And I have a live read, Joy of Jazz. I hope they make me an MC again. I love to MC the Joy of Jazz.
And you're good
And
at
I
it.
don't get paid for it. It's
Really?
part of the 702. Like we have to do 3 gigs that are part of the station for free. So I usually get my 3 out of the way, where I'm like, Joy of Jazz 2 nights. And then I know I usually just owe them 1 gig. I love me.
You love it.
I love
Yeah.
it. And they love me too.
Truly, it's
Doing-
like
even with the other
she's
station.
amazing.
Yeah. No, because up to Peter Tladi, I think my grandfather maybe bullied him or something, because he's from the Val. So the first time I interviewed him, his body language just changed when I told him who my grandfather is, because it's like, you always say you're from the Val, because I can say so then I was like Makhalimele because my mom is Makhalimele. So my dad Buddha is a colored from Elders, and then they moved to Alex. So when I said my grandfather, his body just changed, and I've heard some stuff about my grandfather that I don't want people to know that I'm not proud of. But yeah, he was a businessman. But before that, he was a gangster, and I'm just like, I don't want to hear that.
I like him the way I know him.
I like him the way I know him. I don't know him as a businessman. Don't.
What I'll tell you is that as a businessman, all businessmen have a history.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to sustain a business, you need
Even me, I like the way I think of my dad. It's fine. I see I'm older now. People want to tell me things. I'm like, I don't want. I'm still his young girl. I'm still his baby girl.
like
I
that.
don't want to hear it.
I don't hear. And my mom will sometimes, and I'm like, I don't want to.
and Kana, you related to Mto. Say it, Kana.
With that, the beauty of it, it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. Where the bad thing is that people think that she opened the commercial radio door for me, but she didn't. Her dad knew I wanted to do radio, and like she didn't know. So at Kaya FM, she's coming for an interview, T-Boss, and they're just bragging. Oh, that's the time I coming. So then she says she heard the producer bragging, so she says, "Oh, because I want to go high." And I was like, and Napa, I didn't tell Napa, so Napa invites us to this high tea. We've never been to a high tea, and I was just like, no, I don't like those. I don't like those vibes. Like it's not my vibe. Like I feel just, I'm sorry. I'll go for the cakes and
It
stuff.
ain't you, yeah.
So she's also bragging to me. So we get there, and she's like, this is my friend. She's on radio. This is on Kaya FM. So we call her Siti. So Siti goes, okay, I'm music to meet her. Hello, where's Dad? And where's Mommy? And she's saying all these names. So Napa's like,
Which craft is this one?
why didn't you tell me? I'm like, nah, why should I? Because then also if she's got beef with other people, then you know how some people take the beef
Your Wi-Fi.
Bluetooth and I'm like, no. So yeah, I think she looks a lot like my daughter, Christiane. She's a nice person.
Yeah.
But she needs to give me a TV gig one day now.
I mean,
The Kumalos must just
They're in Cape Town.
sprinkle you with nice
They're in
things.
Cape Town. Stand by, family. "702 Soulful Sundays, having a conversation with two inspiring young minds, creative forces in their own right. And the reason why I wanted to have young people in the creative economy, because, you know, the suicide rates have gone up, mental health, serious issue, and we're getting closer to the end of the year. And I thought the last 90 days of the year, you're reflecting, things have been rough because COVID has just been so rough, but it's been tougher in the creative sector. I know this because there are people that mentor me as well, and there are young people that I mentor as well, and conversation points. And we always talk about uniting generations in song. There's sometimes when I get a WhatsApp and you get someone who is in their 20s, Tozama, and they're talking about Etta James or Nina Simone, or Miriam Makeba, and you're just like, what? Some of these songs, Tiamo, you mentioned house cleaning on Sundays, where the music takes us, you know, the red stoop. We had a red stoop at my grandmother's house, and the green stoop, and that uncle that we just blast the music as well. And maybe you had the task of polishing his shoes.
For me, it was the toilets outside.
But you have to clean the toilets outside. But there's the music.
That's the thing.
That's behind the scenes. So Tiamo chose Zone Mudicha Utando and BB Winans, the song. And Tozama, baby girl, you chose Brandy, Everything I Do it for You, and Etta James, I'd Rather Go Blind. Thank you for the music. Allow me to just read these tweets as to how the 702 Soulful Sunday family received your words and received the music. Osmo Tlavani says, oh yes, Empress, this song by BB and CC, loved it. Thank you, Manusa Hanke. Osmuhlabane, I'm not taking credit for that song. It was curated by Tiamo Bongi as well, saying thank you for the music. And Photo Answers says shout out to Noan, thanks for the great music. And heading to our 0727021702, Kakiso says very, very great minds that you have in there. We are truly inspired. Now, sound proprietors, the next 90 days, what's going on as we end the year? What are the plans?
So I normally call this silly season.
The silly season, yeah?
Yeah, this is the silly season. This is the season where basically between almost Wednesdays and Sundays,
Yeah.
like 5 days out of the week, for us anyway,
Yes.
those are the most busiest days.
Mhm.
And rest days are like Mondays and Tuesdays. So this is the season where you're having things happening from the Wednesday to Thursday. This is the season where people are booking stuff for corporate,
Yes.
you know, ending off year-end company functions. This is the season where schools are closing off. A lot of things are basically about to happen. We're grateful for it, you know. It was quite a dry 2 years.
Yes.
So we're quite grateful for the silly season, as I call it. So this is an exciting time, but it's also a time where I also, now that I think about it, I should start taking care of my body now
Mhm.
for what's about to happen,
Yeah.
because we get quite exhausted. You know, I mean, getting home at like 4 o'clock and to go set up another gig at like maybe 8 o'clock, no rest, and so it's about to be real, you know. Yeah.
And how do you take care of your body? Because I think that's another thing that we tend to think that young people are not cognizant of such. Like you just eat whatever, and energy drinks, and that's not healthy.
Yeah. So I try and eat well. That's the one thing I try and at least maintain a lot of. And as you said, mental health, it's a very, I was telling my partner the other day that ladies have kept yoga away from us.
What's your partner's name? Why is somebody like? Say her name. Yeah,
Why
let him
deep?
speak, man.
Why are you throwing him in the deep?
Don't do that.
But
Don't do
push up
that.
against him.
Don't do
But push up
that.
against him.
I am man. So I was saying, yoga is the first. I feel like ladies have kept that secret openly away from us.
Yeah.
You know, men have looked at yoga and thought it's a woman thing.
Yes.
But I've actually started doing yoga for the past couple of months, and wow, it helps.
Yes.
It helps. It actually helps the stretching, the actual. It's a part of meditation, so it's like you're doing two things at the same time. It stretches things that you wouldn't be able to stretch without you being cognizant of actually going ahead and stretching them, you know. So yeah.
I love that. And where can people get hold of you? Do you have an Instagram page?
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter
Instagram.
said I must say IG instead of saying like the full word. It's
Oh, yeah.
like we're on IG.
Yes, there's that. So it's Tida7. I should actually change it and just make it my full name.
Yeah.
But it's Tida7, TSHIDA7. I think that's on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Tiamo Tida Musinyi. And on Twitter, I think it's Tiamo Musinyi 8.
Okay. Do you have a website? Not yet.
Yes, we do.
Okay. What's the website?
Soundproprietors.co.za.
Soundproprietors.co.za. Thank you. How do you keep healthy? And for the next 90 days, baby girl, what's in store? Another theatre on the bus?
Yeah, but first, I was really amazed by the fact that Otiamo spoke about yoga and how that keeps him going. For me, I think it has been my training, the training that I received during my years at TUT when I was studying to become an actor, right? And we take those for granted because we're thinking, why are we rolling on the floor? Why are we doing all of these things? And you're thinking, how is this going to help me when I'm out of here? And when you have lived now during a time where things are so difficult, and I mean even beyond COVID, you know, last week I had like a lot of anxiety attacks, and that training is what I've been able to tap into. You know, there's so many exercises that we do. We do different kinds of vocal exercises that open up, you know, your voice, because you know when you're anxious, it's like something has clogged you up as well. So that it releases that kind of anxiety. Doing multiple voice exercises, the rolling on the floor, the intentional breathing. I attended a workshop called Breathing Through Trauma. And those are the ways in which I engage my mental health, you know, and try to stay afloat, because I understand that if I do not, then this machine will not be able to keep going. Absolutely. And it's quite important for the machine to keep going, because not only do I depend on it, but my guap depends on it. And speaking of which, Spirit and Bone is going to be hosting yet another Art on the Bus. It's coming up this December. So to wrap up the holidays, to usher you into the Panto season, to the festival season in the theater, we're really going to be doing something very specific to the adults and the children now. So we're doing a double bill, and we're so excited about that. The dates will be coming up. You can catch the dates on my own personal social media. I'll be at Tozama Busakwe, and Spirit and Bone is at Spirit and Bone on all social media platforms. Do stay tuned, and we'll take you around the world to the theater.
We cannot wait. We wish you well, positive vibrations to you and the businesses. And please do let us know so we can continue to make some really good noise about it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
7:02 Soulful Sundays. More great songs still to come. If you requested a Whitney Houston song, I look to you for your family. I saw that WhatsApp. I will read it and I'll play your song. Thank you so much. Tozama, Tiamo, all the best.
Thank you.
Enkosi. Namjabulela.
Thank you.
You thought I'm leaving, I'm switching you off.
Yeah.
Because there was a frog.
Yeah.
Me too. I like
so I had to try and run away and like just get it there. Thank you guys. That was wonderful. Please stay. I'd like us to take pictures after as soon as I actually.
So I heard the news. It was like, hey, let me try and call you and ask you, what do we do when we get there?
Sorry guys.
It's all good.
Thank you. I wish
Thank
there was
you.
more time.